It is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of our beloved sister, aunt, stepmother, cousin, and friend, Mrs. Paula Charles, better known as Auntie Paula, Sister Charles, Sister Paula, and Paul, who was born in Soufrière and resided at Bacatel in Castries. She passed away on Friday, August 30th, 2024, at approximately 2 p.m. at Tiroche Castries. She was 83 years old. She was a former employee of Bata Shoe Store on Bridge Street, Castries. She was predeceased by her husband, Vincent Charles, better known as Price of Bacatel. Left to mourn are her sisters, Miss Winifred Nicholas, better known as Miss Winnie of Bonte Gardens, Grosvenor, Mrs. Genevieve Alfred and family of England, brother Mr. Peter Pierre Nicholas of St. Croix, former member of the Rebirth 7th Band in Soufrière, stepdaughter Mrs. Merlin George and family of Marisol Grosvenor, nieces Mrs. Bernita Bob and her husband Michael Bob of Soufrière, Miss Daphne Allison Nicholas of New York, Miss Catherine Nicholas Jean, better known as Carwo of Bonte, Mrs. Aurelia Constantine, also known as Lily, and her husband Ian Constantine of Bella Rosa Grosvenor, Ms. Louisandra Nicholas of the USVI, nephew, Mr. Colvin Dara Nicholas of Texas, grand nieces, Miss Kayla Ernest, also known as Aliyah of New York, Mrs. Eva Bob Compton and family of England, Emma Compton of England, Ms. Vernia Coke of Canada, Star Nicholas of Texas, Sunshine Nicholas of Texas, grand nephews, Kenson Nicholas and his wife, Hermika Nicholas of Balata, Ian McKay Constantine of England, Joshua Michael Jean of Bonte, Sky Nicholas of Texas, Mr. Daniel Bob of Canada, Mr. Jeremy Martha of Maryland, USA, Mr. Liam Francis of the Ministry of Finance, cousins, Mrs. Rebecca Jacob and family of New York, Mrs. Ronnie Roth and family of New York, Mr. Anthony Robinson and family of Ghana, the Dolan family of Soufrière, the Cassius family of New York and Union, Sandy Marsley and family of Bonte Gardens, Deborah Marsley and family of La Clary, Irvin Marsley and family of Bonte, Peter Marsley of East Winds, Augustus Marsley of East Winds, the Alexander family of Lance Road and Soufrière, her caretaker, Miss Priscilla Moise, better known as Tia and family of Tiroche Castries. Close friends and associates include Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Collymore, former managers and the staff of Bata Shoe Store on Bridge Street, Miss Angela Edwin of Entrepot, Dr. K. Edwin Tobias and family of Castries, Mrs. Marlene and Nikki Charlery and family in the U.S., Joshua Charlery in the U.S., Pastor Emmanuel McLaurin and family of the Bethel Tabernacle in Sanssouci, Pastor Natasha Sifley of the Bethel Tabernacle in Sanssouci, office staff and members of the Bethel Tabernacle including Angie and Floyd. She was a member of the Golden Girls of the Bethel Tabernacle in Sanssouci. Many other relatives and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Mrs. Paula Charles will be held on Saturday, September 14, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. at the Bethel Tabernacle in Sanssouci, Castries. Thereafter, the body will be interred at the Shock Cemetery. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home in Vidbote, Castries. Fly high with your angels, Auntie Paula. You ran your race and served the Lord. May your precious soul rest in perfect peace.